All right, so this is an extremely boring video. Nobody cares about this. I understand that. Um, but I was just so excited to see this because here is Brent Johnson articulating my worldview far better than I have been able to. So let's just check that out real quick.
You know, I grew up in the 80s, and at the time, kind of the Cold War, but the Cold War was thawing, right? Mm-hmm. And then we won, and Reagan was like the hero.
Morning in America,
and
right.
Morning in America. And then the wall fell, and it was the death of communism, and markets flourished, and we had globalization, and you could travel anywhere in the world. If you had money, you could go anywhere. No place was off limits.
You didn't need a lot of money either.
No, and so the point I'm going to make is that's kind of recency bias, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Like but the world wasn't like that for most of history.
Yeah.
For much of history, it was a more harsh and hard place.
Yeah.
And again, I don't want to go back to a harsh and hard place. My point is, I think that is more likely that we go through that type of a harsh and hard period for, I don't know, a decade, 2 decades, maybe.
Yeah, so that is essentially my worldview. That year zero, whether you want to start at 150,000 years, 200,000 years ago, 300,000 years ago, year zero up until like 1960 for most people. Not everybody, obviously. That was the norm. That was the norm of human life. Okay, the medieval ages, burning people at the stake, the Salem witch trials, and everything post 2000 until now is essentially the norm. And it is far more likely that this is what the future holds than a return to 1960 up until 2015, 2020. I think it's far more likely that what we have seen of late is only going to continue and get worse. So my view is that you have to do everything you can to insulate yourself from that. You have to take potentially life-destroying bets to get the hell out. Because this notion that you're just going to work a regular job, I don't know. I don't know if that will properly insulate you from the chaos to come. And maybe it won't come. Maybe, who knows? Maybe in 3 years, everything will be great. I think the odds are that we will return to life as humans knew it for 99.9% of their time on Earth.
Because some things are bad, and because we don't want things to happen, we think they're not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes they happen anyway.
Right. That's right.
And just because somebody's a bully doesn't mean they're going to lose.
That's right.
Right? And just because you walk up and punch the bully in the mouth on the playground doesn't mean the bully falls. Sometimes the bully knocks the other guy's teeth out.
Uh-huh.
So with that being said, let me just go through my current bets. Obviously, I'm a moron. I'm an idiot. You should never listen to anything I have to say. Obviously, that goes without saying. I'm an idiot. Don't do anything I'm saying. But let me just take you through my logic. Okay, so my logic is, if you look at the Trump administration seems intent on pushing ibogaine, in part because of Joe Rogan and Maha, but also they have a monetary stake. Like Rick Perry is pushing it. They have a monetary stake in ibogaine. In order to get ibogaine through, they want to open the door for that, and Psychedelics is a foot in the door. And the companies closest to market are Cmps, Compass Pathways, Dftx, maybe 9 months behind them, 9 or 12 months behind them, and then Help, approximately 18 months to 2 years behind Cmps. And they have a September 14th hearing. They have a September 14th FDA hearing on psychedelics. If you ask me, my completely regarded theory, I know nothing, is that that's a dog and pony show. That is simply so that they can have some kind of record of deliberation. You know what I'm saying? Like, they want to say, well, in this public hearing on September 4th, they just want to show that they have taken deliberate steps towards the approval of psychedelics. There was just another document released, some HHS related document telling states and local administrators to prepare for eventual psychedelic approval in 2027. So that is why I've taken a position on Cmps. I got in when it was like around $5. I think people misunderstood the results. They weren't impressed. There was a 4-point reduction in MADRS scores, MADRS scores. They were hoping that psilocybin mushrooms would produce a revolutionary number, but people forget in these depression, these phase 3 clinical trials for depression. It's really hard to suppress placebo inflation, white coat placebo inflation. Like when people who are depressed are forced to go to these clinics and interact with clinicians who are super nice and friendly, that tends to, over time, increase their feelings of well-being. So people tend to get disappointed when they see the comparison between the drug and placebo, but they forget that placebo doesn't occur in the real world. In the real world, you're just stuck in your room. You're not going out, meeting clinicians, being forced to interact with friendly clinicians in safe environments. That doesn't happen. So that placebo doesn't actually exist in the real world. So I would say a 4-point reduction in MADRS scores are actually quite impressive, actually. And there is also the fact that at least for Compass Pathways, they're treating treatment-resistant population pool, which means they have failed other antidepressants, and on top of that, they've been depressed for a long-ass time, years. Okay, many years. So there was some disappointment with the MADRS scores. There was some disappointment in the response pool. I think it was, in the latest one, like 39% had a significant response. But it did persist for 6 months or more. The improvements persisted for 6 months or more. So when you compare that to traditional SSRIs or even Spravato from Johnson & Johnson, those are daily or bi-monthly. Okay, this is 2 doses, Compass Pathways, that's 2 doses in 6 months. And they're like, oh, you got to stay at the clinic for 8 hours. Yeah, but you only have to do it twice in 6 months as opposed to taking it daily, along with whatever side effects you get from SSRIs, or bi-monthly in the case of Spravato. So there's a real there's a real opportunity there. And then Dftx had tremendous phase 3 results, both for MDD and general anxiety. Now, people are saying like it's so much better than psilocybin. I think you have to be a little bit careful about that because it's a less severe pool. Their treatment population wasn't as severe. But I'm in both. I'm also in HELP. Now, HELP claims that they have an accelerated form. You're in and out in 3.5 hours, 4 hours, which is significantly different from Dftx or Cmps, which are like 8-hour or more clinic times. I actually don't believe that to be the case for help. Why do I say that? Because with Hellas Pharma, yes, let's say it's 4 hours. Okay, let's say it's 4 hours. The FDA isn't just going to let you kick out the patient after 4 hours. Like they may still need to be monitored after those 4 hours. And I think with all the prep time, all of the REMS, all of the regulations that they put on it, I think you're going to end up being like at 5 hours anyway. So you may not actually get an additional patient / customer, even though it's 2 hours faster than the alternatives. But I'm in help as well. And then you have GHRS, which is doing a form of GHRS and ATAI are doing a form of DMT. But I don't love it. Like GHRS is performing really well as a stock, but I don't love. First of all, I don't love the way it looks. Like I don't know how many people are gonna. Like you're like this, right? Like for like 15 minutes, thrashing around, going crazy for 15 minutes. Now in your mind, it is reported that in your mind it feels wonderful, it feels great, but it's super scary looking from the outside. I don't know how many people are gonna sign up for that. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just. Plus, GHRS has a patented type of delivery system, I believe, like a different kind of delivery system. I don't know, man. I'm staying away from GHRS. That's the only one, but the stock has been performing well. Stim, STIM, is a clinic network that are deeply in debt, but they do have like over 90 clinics across the country that can deliver these psychedelics when they come to market. They're already servicing Spravato, and that's also something I'm invested in. And of course, in terms of tech, I'm super scared of tech. I'm scared of it just blowing up, but I am heavily invested. Don't do anything I say. I'm a moron. I'm an idiot. I am heavily invested in Micron. So that one's. I mean, people go crazy because of the volatility day in, day out. But I'm just trying to hang on because it does sometimes feel like a house of cards that is going to collapse. The AI, Ed Zitron is terrifying me. I love watching Ed Zitron. His doomerism is infecting my brain. I would just like to eke out a little bit more profit, and then yes, I would like to get out of tech for a while. I don't know, it's just scary to me. All the doomers are contaminating my thought process. Ed Zitron driving me crazy. So yeah, I do think the future is not nice. I think it's probably not going to be very nice, and you have to do everything you can to try to insulate yourself, even at the risk of blowing up your life. Okay, like if this goes wrong, yeah, I am gonna be homeless, dude. I already had to sell my last 2 watches, so I'm down to an Apple Watch and a Casio A168. But I think Brett Johnson is right. The majority of human history is not the 1980s. Like, I was around for the 1980s. I was around for Eddie DeBartolo. Now we see what it's. You know, the 49ers franchise is a metaphor for the world. Like, we thought in the 1980s, we thought it was going to be like this every year. We thought it was just going to keep going. And then when we drafted J.J. Stokes, we tried to pretend like, oh yeah, look, now we got J.J. Stokes. It turns out J.J. Stokes effing sucked. It turns out Jim Druckenmiller freaking sucked. It turns out Jeff Garcia, well, I already knew he sucked. You guys kept, come on, Ray. He's obviously, you know. So yeah, it could be that's what we're in for, is just substation theories and injuries and paying old guys and living in the past. That could be the future of the world. I think the 49ers franchise is a good metaphor for the United States and the world. So anyway, I want to be able, if I can, try to insulate myself from all of this crap that I feel like is around the corner.